Great to have your company again, Leo. It's June. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Here's your chart, and for those of you that are new, this is a very brief synopsis. You can get more at the website. I'll tell you about that at the end. But it's important to note that the month commences with an exalted moon in your career sector, with the career planet itself transiting through the career sector. So there's a strong focus there on work. And who said you can't mix business with pleasure? We see the weight of planets here in your 10th house. This is the upper part of the horoscope. And down here in the 6th house, where you've had Saturn and Pluto for some time. More recently, the past karma point, Ketu. And these planets all retrograde at the moment, along with Jupiter here in your 5th house. So this shows us a very strong element of work dominating your consciousness right now. And here the social planet having a hand in it, along with the moon. Let's move this. And you'll see here the social component of this is also borne out by this strong conjunction of the Mercury, Sun, and on the 4th, the new moon here in your 11th house of social activities. I'm suggesting that you can blend your social instincts with your work as a result of this very fine aspect from Venus here in your career sector to these other planets here in the working environment house. This is the 6th house of your horoscope. Your luck planet's not great at the moment, I've got to say, so this could be more hard work, a bit of schmoozing. We see there the new moon moving into conjunction with Mars in your 12th house. The 12th house is a hidden house, and with Mercury, the social planet here, things could turn a little bit there. Let me just progress that, transit that Mercury there up to a closer degree, and you see here that these planets are not great for the integrity of friendships or acquaintances. So you have to keep your wits about you this month. This 12th house is what we call hidden enemies. This 6th house has to do with open enemies. And here we see your open enemies or your competitors are strong at this point. It is not good for Saturn, which is a prime enemy of your rule of the Sun, which rules Leo, to be retrograde. This planet here is gaining strength, and you'll notice here that there's some karmic retribution or something that may happen at this time where you have little control over it, and it may manifest through the mechanism of friendships. These are the people that are ruled by Mercury. Here we see there's also a connection at this time with the career planet, which has just snuck into your 11th house social activities with your ruling planet. So be a little bit careful around this middle part of the month. Here, the other very important transit is the moon on the 17th. A full moon, by the way, in association, close proximity to Jupiter in your 5th house of love affairs, speculation, creativity. In contrast to the retrograde Saturn that I mentioned to you, the retrograde Jupiter is actually quite a good thing for you. The retrogression of friendly planets brings with them some added benefits, and you'll see that this may actually have something to do with going back in time to something that you really enjoyed doing. If you're already doing that, I'm talking about a creative element, then this could see a more intensified cycle where you feel more comfortable, more output from your creative brain. And incidentally, this is love affairs, so there could be an intensification of romance at this time. Be a little bit careful, because when you've got this opposing Sun Jupiter, especially with Venus moving into the opposition of Jupiter, you can be a little careless in the way you associate with people in your life. Keep your integrity about you. The moon transiting here after that full moon in the 6th house, these are the trigger areas of your horoscope right now, those karmic combinations that I mentioned. This is where you have to pay. Saturn, wherever it is located, indicates the debt that you have to pay karmically. And that's all the more certain when you have a look here, Saturn at 18 degrees, a stationary south node or past karma point, right smack bang within a degree or so, right within a degree of that karmic planet. So definitely some karma. This can take place in terms of your working environment. It can have to do with the co-workers. It can have to do with finances, debts that you owe to the bank. Here also the 6th house has to do with your health. And that may be more the case when we look at the sun sneaking into that 12th house, which is a zone of low-key activity, hospitals, segregation, incarceration in the worst case scenarios. But as the sun moves closer and closer into the opposition of Saturn, I think you may need to slow the pace a little bit. Here we see a conjunction of the moon and Uranus towards the very last couple of days of the month. Do take it easy in your work, pace yourself a little bit, and don't let those co-workers and people whom you suspect are trying to undermine you get under your skin. Be aware of it, and as they say in the old vernacular, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Pop in at astrology.com.au. I mentioned at the outset we've got the daily, monthly and yearly readings there. We've got more of a textual base for what's happening at this time, and more of a chronological event. I tend to jump around based upon what I'm feeling. And we've got the yearly readings there. And of course, don't forget, if you need to contact me, that's where you're going to get the most benefit, where I'd like to reveal to you from your personal horoscope, time and date of birth, place of birth, some of those karmic secrets that we're talking about on an individual basis, not as a, well, you're part of the Leo tribe, this is for all of you, a more uniquely individualized reading. Take that up. Look forward to hearing from you. Till next month, good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.